And welcome back to Little Spy Lyra. 2022 was a super busy year for me. I had children move in, children move out, and children who moved back in. Oh, and my eldest son got married to an amazing woman. So, yep, busy. But now I'm back and I want to kick off 2023 with a faith charm. Let's get started. The charm is based on Jesus' words in Matthew 17:20. For truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. As you can see, mustard seeds are tiny. So without further ado, let's begin. The materials you'll need are resin, a cup and stir for mixing resin, an open-backed bezel, packing tape, a mustard seed, obviously, a luster clasp, jump rings. I ended up using 3, and a faith charm. Mine came from Hobby Lobby. Take a piece of packing tape and fold it over on itself, sticky side out. I put the tape onto a piece of plastic to protect my work surface, just in case. Place the bezel on the tape and make sure to press it firmly in place to prevent the resin from seeping out. Now, I used a 2-part epoxy resin for this, but if you're in a time crunch or you're impatient to get to the end product, I'd highly recommend using UV resin because 2-part resin takes about 24 hours between pours to cure. Because this project literally only takes a couple drops of resin, you only need to mix up a tiny batch. I had some other resin projects I was working on, so I ended up mixing up about 20 milliliters. Follow the directions on your resin for mixing and drop 1 to 2 drops into the bezel. I use the stir stick to drop it. Now, make sure that you do not overfill the bezel. Really, you just need like 2 drops in the back of the bezel to hold on to that seed. This is what it'll look like. After about 2 hours, the resin becomes thick and tacky as it begins to cure. So at this point, place the mustard seed into the center of the bezel. Now, because the resin is viscous at this point, that basically just means thick and tacky. I'm using all technical terms. The seed will stay where you put it. After 24 hours, I mixed up another tiny amount and put 2 drops over the top of the mustard seed to seal it into the piece. I then waited another 24 hours. I told you this was not a quick one. And then peeled the charm off the tape. As you can see, the back isn't very smooth. So again, I mixed up a little resin and placed a couple drops on the back. Then I waited another 24 hours. Now, our little mustard seed looks like it's floating in the center of the bezel. So now you're going to take a jump ring, twist it open, don't pull it apart like you saw me do, or you're seeing me do here, and put your lobster clasp, faith charm, and mustard seed on the jump ring and close it, again using a twisting motion. I used a couple jump rings for the clasp and the bezel since they didn't already have one with them. On my computer, I opened a writing document and made a little card to attach the charm to. Basically, I just got a couple little line drawings of mountains and typed up the verse and printed it off on cardstock. Then I took a giant Dollar Tree eraser and a push pin, and I poked 2 holes into the cardstock. Now, I had to wiggle the pen around just to get the holes big enough because I'm going to use that little twist tie left over from the faith charm to thread the new charm onto the cardstock. You can see me here just putting everything onto the jump ring before threading it on because apparently you needed to see that because why not? Then, once it's all on there, I twisted the back together to make sure it doesn't fall off, and voila, it's done. In my humble opinion, I think this makes a really sweet gift for someone or to make for yourself, just to remind you to have a little bit of faith, because even faith the size of a mustard seed can move a mountain. I hope 2023 is going really well for you so far, and I pray it only gets better. Bye for now.